Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that may link with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by boohooMAN. You can see I'm rocking my boohooMAN t-shirt here as well. And also they've got lots of summer wear out at the moment. Now, you can get an additional 10% off just by watching this video. Click the link in the description and get 10% off any of their summer wear. If you're going on holiday this year, you got to get some of that stuff, and it's really reasonable price. So check it out. The link is in the description. Now, yeah, the transfer window is starting to hot up a little bit. You know what I mean? We're starting to look and see that we can see the end of it. 1st of September, that is when it ends, right? And who's going to be coming in? Who's going to be leaving? That's the question I've been asking and posing every day since this window started. First of all, just before I get into some of the transfer news, I've got to say congratulations going out to this kid, Brooke Norton-Cuffy. He's had himself a fantastic year. They won the under-19s. He was playing for England. He was an integral part of that. And the 18-year-old, did I say 19? The 18-year-old has also had a successful time last season on loan at Lincoln City, and he's now earned himself a brand new contract at Arsenal. He had 1 year left on his contract, and I'm glad to see that they've signed him up. Of course, you know, we saw the other day that we lost Amari Hutchinson, who was a great young prospect, lost him to Chelsea. Very important that we keep some of these great young players. And Norton-Cuffy, who plays as a right back, obviously at the moment would struggle to get into the team. You know, you've got Ben White coming over there and filling in brilliantly there. You've, of course, got Tomiyasu. You've got Cedric there. Bellerin's still here at the moment, although he'll probably go. But his time will come, Brooke Norton-Cuffy. I reckon he'll go back out on loan. But listen, he's progressing nicely. So well done to him earning himself a new contract. Good to see that the club have got faith in him. Also now, for the club, let's see a new contract for Saka before the end of the window, and Saliba. Remember, I keep saying this, Saliba has 2 years left. And a lot of you out there will be saying, well, what's the problem? Well, why are you panicking, Robbie? No problem, 2 years. No, this guy's starting to ready. All eyes are on him. If we don't sign him up to a new deal, come next season, he'll have 1 year left. And he'll be very vulnerable. So we've got to tie him down to a long-term contract. I want to see an Arsenal team, actually, that's not done what we've done for many a year, which is lose our best players, right? And as I said, Saka, Saliba, you know, these sort of players will be vulnerable if we don't tie them down to long-term contracts. And, you know, at last, we've got players that other teams want. A player that's on his way out is Alex Runnerson. The 27-year-old Icelandic goalkeeper is set to leave the club, according to Mercato Web. They claim that he's about to join Alanyaspor in Turkey. Now, it's going to be a season-long loan for him, and he will be leaving the club very shortly. Now, he did spend last season out on loan over in Belgium, but now he's set to join this club over in Turkey. His contract expires in 2024. Just has not worked out for him at all at Arsenal. From the very first time he stepped through the door, played in a couple of games, he just didn't, you know, look at the level really. And I hope I'm not being too harsh, but it just didn't look at the level in the games that he played. And he's just literally since then just been out on loan, out on loan, out on loan. So listen, let's hope he can improve out on loan, but he's going out on loan to Turkey, and that's another one of those overseas players off the books of Arsenal for this season. Now, players that also are linked to, a couple of weeks ago I spoke about this guy. His name's called Yuri Pino. He's 19. He's a winger, a really good winger, and he plays for Villarreal. Now, again, being very, very heavily linked with Arsenal. The Spanish outlet AS claimed that Arsenal have been in talks with the youngster, and they're very, very interested in him. They haven't made a bid yet, but they're very, very interested in him. Well, now, he has a release clause of around £67 million. However, there's no chance that that will be paid to Villarreal. I mean, those days of, well, at this moment in time, these ridiculous release clause things are not going to get paid. The market is just not there unless you're a really top player like Haaland, you know. So he'll go for cheaper, Pino, but Villarreal are going to want a good amount of money for him there. You saw the valuation there for him for £36 million. They'll probably even want a bit more than that. Had a good season last year, 14 goals and 5 assists in all competitions. Seen as a really, really hot prospect over there in Spanish football. Barcelona were interested in him, but he rejected that to stay at Villarreal. And as I said, got this £67 million release clause. Now, Liverpool are also said to be interested in him as well. And Villarreal would be willing to sell the youngster, but they want a big bid. And, you know, they love a bidding war, I'm sure. But Arsenal interested in Yuri Pino. We know that they're looking for a winger. So, you know, a lot of these wingers are going to get linked. He's still very young, but we know that's the sort of profile of player that Arsenal have been looking at as well. So let's keep our eyes peeled on that one and see how that one develops out. Also linked today with this defensive midfielder. Now, his name is Sandro Tonali. He's an Italian international. Plays for AC Milan. Valued at around about £45 million. Now, he had a really good season last year for AC Milan. Of course, AC Milan went on to win the title in Italy for the first time in a very long time. And he was an integral part of AC Milan winning the season, winning the league, sorry, in over there in Italy. And according to a couple of outlets, Calcio Mercato claimed that Arsenal are very interested. Journalist Enrico Camillo even claims that Arsenal have held talks with his representatives over a transfer. Now, AC Milan do not want to sell Sandro Tonali. You know what I mean? He's as I said, was a very important player for them last season. And they don't really want to sell him. However, a big bid for him could sway their mind. And, it's said to be, if Arsenal was to come in with, in excess of £45 million, they may be interested. But anything under that, they're not interested. And as a matter of fact, they're kind of putting it out there like, listen, we just don't want to sell. So there's a lot of clubs this summer from various teams, and I've been looking around the transfers, that have said not for sale, definitely not going, and next minute you see the player going. Right? That's been happening all summer. Koulibaly to Chelsea was not for sale. Their owner said, the Italian owner, they sold him. If the money's right now, especially for a lot of those clubs in Europe that have really taken a massive hit because of the whole COVID thing, if the money's right, they would be willing to sell. But he's going to take a lot of money to get this one done if Arsenal want it. Sandro Tonali. And interesting that they're looking at a defensive midfielder. Interesting. So let's see how that one works out. And of course, Yuri, can't not talk about our friend Yuri, right? Still remains linked heavily with Arsenal today. No real movement on it, but we loom, that game against Leicester City looms at the weekend. Could there be movement before or after or just after that? We know now that Lucas Torreira's left, so, they've sold players. Didn't get a lot of money for him, but it frees up space for a player like a Yuri Tielemans. Will Arsenal make a move for Yuri Tielemans? I mean, I even saw suggestions today that, they better get a move on because Liverpool, they've got an injury, of course, at the weekend to Thiago. There's been suggestions that maybe Liverpool should take a look at maybe a Yuri Tielemans. Now, listen, you just don't want to get into that situation where you get clubs like that starting to come in that can offer a player Champions League football. I really just think, unless Arsenal have just got a solid agreement with him, I mean, just go and get him. I mean, if you know, I was thinking, right, what if they don't go and get Tielemans after all this speculation, day in, day out, about Yuri Tielemans since the start of this transfer window? Arsenal at the end of it decide not to move for him. That would be typical Arsenal. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see what happens. As I said, we've got Leicester at the weekend, so it's going to be really interesting as the speculation builds towards that game. Listen, thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to check out the evening show tonight. And don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV so that you are kept up to date with everything that's going on. We're building up to that game against Leicester. And also, don't forget, on Thursday, we're going to be doing another reaction to All or Nothing. The next 3 episodes are going to be coming out for that as well. So check it out first here on AFTV. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.